Are you starting to build your next generation on-demand SaaS application? Do you feel you are required to reinvent the wheel with myriad features like tenant management, licensing, user management, configuration, and so on? Do they take away too much time for your developers to focus on your business features? Isn't platform as a service a quick fix to these questions? But what about vendor lock-in and control over application design? In that case, is custom SaaS development a better solution? But wouldn't it consume more time and involve higher development cost? Is there any other easy solution to these questions? Solution accelerators can give you the best of both worlds. What are solution accelerators? Solution accelerators are pre-built development frameworks for multi-tenant SaaS solutions. They typically come in traditional technology platforms such as .NET, Java, or open source technologies. In this demo, we explain how Propel SaaS, a SaaS solution accelerator from Aspire Systems' SaaS services stack, benefits software vendors in reducing 20 to 40% of the development time. What is Propel SaaS? Propel SaaS is a pre-built development framework that includes plumbing layer components, building blocks, and SaaS application-specific components for building robust, on-demand SaaS software applications quickly and easily. Every SaaS application will contain multi-tenancy related functionalities as part of the framework and operational modules such as tenant management, subscription management, etc. Developers can use these functionalities directly off the shelf and focus on building business features for their software. It cuts down the development time by more than 30%. Propel SaaS provides SaaS administration and operation modules with the following functionalities: tenant management, package management, user management, access control management, entity configuration, view configuration, business rule configuration, metering, change tracking, product feature monitoring, admin data management. It also provides the flexibility to choose between your own hosting environment or cloud infrastructure like Amazon EC2, Azure, OpSource, etc. Let us assume that we are going to build an on-demand HR application using Microsoft .NET. Propel SaaS has a .NET flavor which we will use for building this application. Once you install Propel SaaS, a template named Propel SaaS application will be available to the developers. When you create a project with it, this is how it looks. As you can see, it has a web application with references added to Propel SaaS assemblies. Propel SaaS library contains various plumbing components such as caching, logging, auditing, etc. Propel SaaS Services contains the SaaS administration, operations management related services. Propel SaaS DAL contains the data access layer. Propel SaaS Proxies contains the facade layer for the services. Propel SaaS View contains the view-related components. You can right away start adding your business functionalities by introducing the services, data access logic, view, and controller in your projects. Now let us take a look at the solution view of Silica. You will see that the solution is ready to get started with the business functionalities by adding the modules under the respective layers. Product Admin View. When you install the DB scripts of Propel SaaS, it creates a product administrator and a tenant administrator. Product administrator refers to the overall system administrator or super admin, and tenant administrator refers to the organization administrator. Let us now look into the features available for a product administrator. What you see is the default UI theme. The entire UI layout and color can be easily changed to suit the main theme of the product. This change has to be applied only in one place, which will reflect across the product. In this case, we have considered Aspire as the product administrator. This role is given privileges to manage tenant and packages. So, you will see all the tenant management and package management functionalities associated when the administrator logs in. Let us briefly look at the tenant management feature. This allows the product administrator to provision and deprovision a tenant. A tenant admin will also be able to assign a package or license to the tenant here. The framework also allows the product to plug in activities that are required during the pre- and post-provisioning and deprovisioning. For example, running default scripts, creating default folders, and so on. Now let us get in as a tenant administrator role and see that view. The key functionalities available to the tenant admin are user management, access control management, entity configuration, view configuration, pickup list management, business rule configuration, change tracking setting, metering reports, product analytics reports, admin data management. Now let us look into some of these features. User management. This allows the tenant admin to add, edit, and deactivate users. This is where the tenant admin can assign the role for the user. Role management. Using Propel SaaS, the product can specify roles which are common across all tenants. Apart from this, the tenant admin will be able to create and manage roles specific to the tenant's instance using the role management feature. Role privilege management. Using this feature, the tenant admin will be able to map the privileges to the roles. Propel SaaS also has a provision to restrict the access at data level for roles using a concept called data scope. Let us say that in one company, you may want to provide the ability to managers to view all employee details in the division. But in another company, you may want to restrict this only to his or her team. This can be easily achieved using data scope. Entity configuration. This feature allows a tenant admin to add more fields to any entity. For example, assume you have a CRM SaaS and different tenants require different attributes for the customer entity. In the product, you will be able to define the necessary common fields, and the tenant administrator will be able to add fields specific to the tenants. Tenant settings. The tenant admin will be able to change the logo and themes using this. View configuration. Using this feature, the tenant admin will be able to add fields or exclude fields from any form. Pickup list management. A tenant administrator will be able to define pickup lists and manage the relationship between the pickup list here. Extension use case. Let us see now one use case where a tenant admin can add more fields to an existing form. This is the default view of the employee edit screen. Now, let us say that the tenant DazzleTech wants to add an additional field called camp to the employee details. This is how the employee details looks now. Let us first extend the entity employee details using the entity configuration. In this, let us click on the Manage Extension fields of employee details. let us add an extension field called CAMP. Let us select the form fields of employee form. Here, let us include the CAMP field we just added. Now let us take a look at the employee details forms. There are several such features available in Propel SAS. Developers can use these features as is or extend them based on their requirement. For example, licensing would be different from one SAS application to another SAS application. Developers can easily extend and customize the licensing feature required based on their business needs. Propel SAS enforces best engineering practices in the development and also makes sure that developers use plumbing layer components such as caching, logging, auditing, etc. easily. To learn more about Propel SAS, write to info@aspiresys.com.